Hello, hello.
Hello, hello,
Welcome.
hello.
It is so good to see you again, Morgan. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I feel like last time we saw each other was October, I believe, last October at the Observe Summit in Chicago.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
That was really cool. That
Yeah,
was really
it was a
cool.
jam-packed day, but I really enjoyed it. And I love Chicago. I'm
Chicago
from
is such a
Michigan.
beautiful city. Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we
Chicago's
spend a lot of
beautiful.
time in Chicago. It is gorgeous. Everyone's like, "What city's your favorite?" And it's like, "It's Chicago." If it wasn't so cold.
And
If it
I
wasn't.
haven't. I had friends who went to like college there, whether it was Northwestern or University of Chicago, and they were like, "Oh, you're going in." I went in March for Quirks like 2 years ago or last year. I can't remember
Mhm.
at this point. And they're like, "Oh, it's going to be so cold," but global warming. So I don't. It was March was actually pretty chill, but I was expecting like to be like this the whole time. So
Yeah. Well, it's so good to connect with you again, even if it's virtual instead of in person this time. But I'm really excited to chat today. Welcome to the Social Video Playbook, and everyone that's watching, welcome. I'm really happy to have you here and to chat and get some insights from Morgan James. So a little bit about the Social Video Playbook for the next 15 minutes. This is our space where we take industry leaders and thought leaders, such as Morgan and herself, and we give you fast insights about what's happening in social video, what's good, what's bad, what's worked, what hasn't, just allowing us at the end of this whole series to compile, I can talk today, compile one giant playbook so that we can give you all the information you need to be successful in the future. We're moving into the social video era where everything is now actual video instead of 150 character text at the moment. So how does this change? How does this change the space? I'm Elizabeth, head of growth at Viral Moment. I am also host of the Social Video Playbook. And here with me today is Morgan James. Morgan, tell us a little about yourself.
yes, well, awesome intro. Just for Vira Moment and yourself. I've been watching you guys from afar and really cool things you're doing over there. But yeah, my name is Morgan James. I have been in the, I don't know, narrative insight space for since 2012. I can't do quick math. So how many years is that? And I've loved it ever since. My background was kind of analytics, but my mom's an English teacher and I was in music journalism. So it kind of narrative insights and human behavior and consumer behavior hit right the middle. I was able to really explore how people feel and then also do it in a data-driven way. So yeah, and then recently, I suppose over the past several years, my teams have been finalists for the Marketing Research and Insight Excellence Awards with like our partners at Microsoft, and I was also named a pioneer by the Social Intelligence Lab for their Social Intelligence Insider 50.
Yay, congrats on that, by the way. SI Insider 50 is a big win. How fun. Well, that's amazing, Morgan. I'm really excited to dive in with your vast experience in this space. Let's go ahead and just hop right in. We've got 15 minutes. Let's do this. The big picture. What is the number one shift in the industry that you think, just coming from your experience and background, that brands just aren't really ready for?
Good question. A pivotal one, no pun intended. But I think it's what I mentioned earlier about my background, narrative insights, right? Generally speaking. So being able to effectively distill data driven insight and digestible insight from all the ways people express organically, such as online, such as in video, such as in, text and online, right? So I think those in the social space, like you and myself, we're already a little ahead of the game here. Like we've probably been doing it and the tools we use have been doing it for a while. But I think honestly, Gen AI has made it more approachable for a lot of people over the last 2 years and a lot of industries and a lot of brands. So yeah, I think thinking about my space and the space I've been in for the last 6 years, I think those in the traditional market research space, getting their feet wet when it comes to organic narrative based insights.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and with this new era of social video, how do you think that social is changing the way that brands are actually making decisions about what they're putting out there and how they're doing things?
Video, it's a whole, we're tapping into a whole new sensibility. It's a right, a different part of the brain, if you will. I was always going to joke, like almost tap into the amygdala of individuals.
Yeah.
And that's powerful, right? That's really powerful. So the visceralness of it all, it's another avenue to ignite the consumer base and to enable brands to make holistic, informed decisions. So video doesn't have to be your only data point. It is a data point that shouldn't be ignored, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's one of the many new things that needs to like be added to your list of stuff you care about.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of adding things to your list, let's dive into some pain points across social video. Like, what is some of the biggest challenges, or what is your biggest challenge across social video right now?
Right. For me, and the type of sort of analyses and understanding I'm usually tasked to do, or that I get excited to do, rather. So my background is understanding what people say and how they say it, right? And my clients typically care about audience insight and customer understanding as an element. So being able to quickly transcribe what's said in the video and analyze it the same as we do the text, the comments, would be advantageous. It can be done, and I know it's being done again more readily over the past like even months. Nowadays, things, with large language models, sky's the limit. But the mechanisms still aren't as fluid as they are with text, right? When it comes to quick transcribe. So I think that's the next frontier is, I think that's probably your next question, like how do we get there? But I think that's the next frontier is, okay, we've already kind of analyzed the different aspect ratios of the video.
Mhm.
Now, what are they actually saying? Because people are saying really powerful things in their YouTube shorts, in their TikToks, in their various reels, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, they totally are. And that is exactly kind of where we're leading to next is with, some of those challenges that you posed. How are you facing them? Like what's worked, what hasn't worked?
for right now, it's very ad hoc, right?
Mhm.
So, like I said, it can be done. It's just you can't write a query and then get the video back based on what the person said. You can write a query or a prompt, if you will, and get something back based on different various metadata of the video. So whether it's the hashtags or different SEO tags in a video, or even the caption or the comment, right? But we're not there yet for kind of a blanket. Because in order to do that, you have to literally search the entire internet. And that just takes processing power that I'm not here for. I don't want to destroy another Amazon rainforest just for that capability. So there are other ways to approximate to that to get the data set you really need.
Yeah.
So right now, ad hoc is my answer until we figure out a way to like process it in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. And Viral Moment definitely does. To like totally plug Viral Moment, we definitely do some of that. So when you're pulling in different topics, you could search in your queries for like, who mentioned brand, topic, word, and it'll pull those videos out for you, which is pretty cool. So it's getting more and more advanced every day as technology grows. But if you did have unlimited resources, like sky's the limit, right?
Right.
What would you do to solve these problems?
I mean, it would get very Black Mirror-y, right? It would just get, in an ideal state that doesn't destroy the earth, there would be algorithms that are continuously processing and categorizing data at all times at every moment. Again, I don't think that is necessarily necessary. And I think the cost benefit ratio is too high at the moment. So kind of like how Viral Moment does it, or just being very strategic about the business question. Like, hey, what are we actually searching for? And then, yeah, like I said, using the other elements of the post, whether it's the caption of the video, the different kind of quick call out mentions, but you don't have to necessarily transcribe every video on earth because again, unnecessary power usage.
I totally get it. Shifting gears away from some of the things that we're having issues with, or there's some pain points that are coming in the growth of social video. If we're, measuring success, let's tap into this section. So what's a common mistake that brands make that you see when you work with different brands when they're using or interpreting social video?
In my experience, and it's not just video, it's kind of like broad-based social intelligence, but also it specifically video, I think, hits this note more. I think brands make the mistake that thinking it's only useful for reputational risk or marketing influencer campaign measurement. So I think them pigeonholing it only into that is a common mistake.
Yeah. What should they be doing?
So in addition to the marketing measurement initiatives, because come on now, those are very important, brands should be measuring market readiness, unmet needs, customer joy points and pains, customer satisfaction, brand salience, market positioning, right? Product retention, adoption, churn, product offering, whatever the business does, emergent trend foresight. You kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, and then so much more. So
yeah, those are huge. Those are huge things. What is an underrated insight that leaders in your field should actually be acting on right now?
Outside of everything I just mentioned, I would say, again, just generally video, social intelligence, and especially for my field, my background, especially over the last 6 years, has been primarily working in the working as the social intelligence kind of lead and insight leader within a market research landscape and paradigm. So especially for traditional market research, I think incorporating the organic voice of the customer into their surveyed, quant, and guided qual voice of the customer research will be something they can act on now. And it would be kind of low-hanging fruit, very easy to do.
That's a great insight. Absolutely. Is there an assumption that you run up against that you see a lot that people have about social video that you're just like, no, that's wrong? Like, no, that's not how that works.
Similar to above, that it's only good for influencer analysis, but it's just excellent for, and that it's only good for young people, only touching into Gen Z. I think, kind of be more imaginative here, like kind of, you can do more with it. And as we both know, we obviously can, right? So.
Yeah, don't just focus on this Gen Z culture. Like there's other people.
There's other people, my aunt is on there posting videos.
Have you seen the grandma videos? Like there are grandmas on there that are like killing it.
Providing great insight. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So we talked about, if the sky was a limit forever, but if there was just one thing that you could have in 2025 that would make social video easier for business, and that can be a software, it can be a ring light, it can be like, what is the thing, a person that you think would make social video just like easier for business this year?
Again, selfishly from my perspective and how I have the clients I have and the things we're trying to solve. Again, the quick transcribe, which again, like you said, that's becoming better and better and better. I would say from a accessibility standpoint, platforms offering different models for, I know it's like usually by seat and this and that, but I think there are so many different ways people want to tap in. So just making it accessible for the individual contributor who has a bright idea, but wasn't necessarily told by the manager to do this, and let them kind of be a proof point. So those types of things.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be amazing. And we have time for just one more question here, but you've been around social video. You've watched this new era come in and be really involved in finding the insights and the transition into it. What is one lesson that you've learned? What's a takeaway from navigating the space that you'd love to share?
Be curious, have fun. Like literally both of those things. Like be curious, like ask why 1,000 times, and literally just try to have fun with like, the rabbit holes. Because I think once you do that, you will answer your own questions and discover how just how much data and insight is there. So
yeah, take the doom scrolling and be curious about the data behind the doom scrolling.
Don't doom scroll, inspire scroll, or like, just
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just made that up just now, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah. So
we're gonna coin that, inspire scroll from Morgan. That's amazing. If you guys want to hear more from Morgan, learn more about her work, excuse me, and what she's doing, follow her on LinkedIn. It was so great to connect. We'll chat soon.
Thank you so much.